All right, start of the third day here at the Yosemite National Park. We're heading out to Hetch Hetchy. You can see the road that we've turned off of. I think it's 120. So we just came from Groveland, and we've been cruising down 120, going in the gate that we've always been going in on the west. And so we've left 120. It's still outside of the park, but when we get to Hetch Hetchy, we'll be able to go back into the park about 10 miles from now. And we're going to go see what this is. And they say that this is Yosemite Valley's little brother. So we're going to go check it out. All right, here is Hetch Hetchy, the valley. You can see down there the dam. That's the controversial dam that they built in the 1920s, and actually to this day feeds all of the water for San Francisco. Pretty interesting. But that was built, and then a huge long aqueduct is built from here all the way down to San Francisco to provide fresh Sierra Nevada water to all the residents there. Pretty interesting. But we're gonna continue on down the little road. It's a little teeny road too. When we left from the 120, it was a funky little road. It was not real well taken care of, but and then this road here is at least got a stripe on it, but it's at times it feels like a little teeny narrow road. But we're gonna continue on down and see what's down there. We're at the Hetch Hetchy Dam here.
It's huge.
It is pretty big. It's not as big as the Hoover Dam, but it's pretty impressive. Not as much water is flowing as I would have thought. So normally that would have all kinds of water coming through right there. But so the water level is down. You see Mom and Haley and Michael out there. Then there's a tunnel on the other side right here. And I think that tunnel pops out further around. And in the distance right there, that's the Tula waterfall, and we can't see further on it down. It's like the Wapama Falls. Anyways, it is very windy right here. So we're on the dam, looking over on the west side. We were looking at the stairs here and thinking that would be an awesome workout right there. But then if you look down just a bit, you can see the water flowing out through the, that's where the water turbines are to the generators. But it is not very full. You can see where the water used to be on the side, where the white is. And it is pretty low. I don't know, it's probably a good 20-30 feet, I guess, just guessing. So pretty low. And some of the falls, we were looking, some of the falls, you can see that's the Wapama Falls. There's another falls that's like right here, and then another one that's, where is it at? Oh yeah. So one right there, and then one that's closer somewhere over here. It's hard to see on the camera, but they're not even look like they're running. So the water is down right now. The water is down. The valley is kind of interesting. It seems like it's more stone than it is anything else, whereas the Yosemite Valley is a lot more trees and green and stuff. But here it's less trees, less green, more stone. All right, Michael, I want you to run all the way down to the other side. See what's on the other side, come back and report to me, right?
No, there's no like just me.
There is kind of a good little breeze blowing through here, and it's nice and cool. Oh! You got it on camera. Michael's running. All right, so we're done with Hetch Hetchy. And Mom, what'd you think of Hetch Hetchy?
That was really cool. The dam was really neat. The water reservoir was not as big as I really thought it was going to be, but it looked really neat with the waterfall flowing into it. And
The Wawapama waterfall?
something like that. And we walked to the other side of the dam, and there's a rather lengthy tunnel that comes out to a trailhead on the other side. Michael ran down to the other side through the dark tunnel to make sure there weren't any monsters.
No monsters.
No monsters.
Just a trailhead, which is even worse.
Just a trailhead. Turned around and came back. I think the tunnel might have been for the train, but I don't know. Maybe it's not for the train, because if all there is a trailhead on the other side, then...
Well, we don't know exactly where the train came up.
We weren't alone.
And the train and the tracks at least, were all pulled up. So
we don't know where the train was when they
we need
built.
someone with greater knowledge to tell us where the train came up. Michael, what'd you think about the Hetch Hetchy?
It was interesting. The first dam I've ever seen.
Up close?
Yeah, up close.
Haley, what'd you think?
I thought it was great weather.
Great. It actually has been very great weather. So they say a high of 67 today, and it's sunny. I was gonna say shiny. It's very shiny out right now. So, all right. Well, next thing we're heading towards is we're gonna go for a hike to the bottom of the Bridal Veil Falls, and that's where we're heading right now.
Zero bars.
All right, we've parked and we are heading off to the Bridal Veil Falls. You can see that right there. But there's a little trail. Actually, I think there's two trails. But anyways, we're gonna go walk up to the base of it and see what we can see. I'm gonna take you along. The water going down the river from the Bridal Veil Falls looks real clean and crisp, cool. Sounds great too. Well, we just found out that all of the trails going to the base of Bridal Veil Falls is closed, and that they're currently doing construction. So I guess it's just the time of year that we're at, because it's in April. It's not the busy time, but I think it's also because there's actually two different main places that are closed right now. So the Glacier Road, that is closed. They're redoing the whole road, and that's like a 6 mile trek, 6 mile road. That's actually closed. This is closed. It's a parking lot that normally everyone stages at and walks to the falls. That's closed. There's a couple other things that are closed too. But it is currently April 6th, and so it's still a little early in the season. Things are still closed. In May, you have to get a reservation to be able to come into the park. We didn't have to do that because it's not the height of the season. So I guess it has its pros and cons. It's been real nice. Not a lot of people. Hadn't been packed, and but yeah, no, it's been real good. Been able to have the whole place to ourselves. Well, at least that's the way it felt. All right, here we are. We've parked. We're looking up at El Capitan. There's the nose right there. We were looking to see if we could see some climbers, but we don't see any. Of course, they're really tiny, you know, and it's hard to see them. But there were some folks here that said that they saw some yesterday right over here, but they don't see them anymore. But that would be cool if we saw some climbing up. Anyways, it's about 3,000 feet up right there, right up to the top. Right, I've zoomed in as far as I can go, and you can see there's a few folks. Right. You can't really see them. They're like right there. Kind of moving about. All right, Michael and I are heading off to go see the big sequoia trees.
For the winter section.
That's the winter one. That's not for us. So I don't know if you can see that, the Tuolumne Grove, that's where we're heading. It's about a mile. Supposedly it's downhill getting there, but then it's a mile uphill coming back to the car. So here we go. All right, so here, Tuolumne Grove.
I don't even feel tired. It's just my legs hurt.
Well, it's because it was all downhill. Wait till we go up.
Oh, forget that.
All right, here is one of the big guys here. He's pretty massive.
We have a small cabin in there.
Yeah, that's pretty big. So it looks like there was a fire that came through here some time ago. You can see a little bit of that in this one right here. But they actually looked like they fared fairly well. You can see, oh, this one here was actually,
Fluff on the bark.
well, that's the new part that's grown there. So here we're approaching the dead giant. This is the one where they carved out through. You can see Michael walk through it. This guy here is definitely dead, but that is pretty cool to be able to go through it.
700 or 900-year-old tree reduced to this.
So as a gimmick, they actually drilled through this or cut through this back in the early days when they were first opened up or found this. And so that was one of the things to draw people in to get them to come to Yosemite. But of course, that was for the wagons to go through. You can't drive through it. This is just a walking path, but it's pretty incredible. That's the dead giant right there. So in the 1870s, or 1878, that's when they drilled through that so that people can go through it.
20 years did it take them?
I think what's cool is that intermixed in the regular trees, you just have these big old massive trees, you know? So like here's one here, here's another one. Can't really see it, but there's another one just right down here. And then there's one over here, and so it's just kind of cool, you know. There's just not like all massive trees. They're just mixed around. So that's the guy who has the jackhammer right there, Michael.
It's a jackhammer?
He's drilling a hole. See these little stakes right there?
Yeah.
He's actually, with that rope, he's tied on so he wouldn't fall. And he's helping to construct the road that we currently drive on. So,